Hello, Malcolm here, and welcome to Tuesday Teaching Tips. Question for you today: how is your sense of mastery about the New Testament coming along? Do you feel like you've mastered the New Testament yet? See, whether you're a younger Christian or an older Christian, if you're a preacher and teacher of the Bible, one of the things that has to come over time is that sense of mastery. Not knowing everything, no one ever will, but that feeling that you know the flow of the New Testament. You know where the key passages are. You know where, if someone asks you a question about something that is commonly significant to the Christian faith, you can go to at least the right book and the right chapter, if not the exact verse, but the right general location to be able to dig in and help yourself or help somebody else. Now, this is on my mind because we're about to start the Athens Institute of Ministry program for the United Kingdom and Ireland, AIM for short. Where are we now? In a week and a half's time, first cohort of students will begin. We'll be looking at New Testament survey. And one of the things for all the students to do is to master 100 useful passages. And I listened to Douglas Jacoby's recording on this recently as I went back over it myself. And it's something I have learned in the past. And I thought, well, if I'm going to be teaching some of this, I should go back and have a look and see how well I remember this and make sure I'm on top of it. And it was encouraging on one level to do that, and somewhat convicting on another level, because it helped me to realize what I've lost over the years, and also encouraging as to what I've retained. So we have a list of 100 useful passages. It doesn't exhaust, of course, all the potential things we could learn in the New Testament, but it's one of those tasks that I think is beneficial to anybody who wants to preach and teach accurately on the New Testament. Because when I'm teaching from this amazing book, and at the moment I'm going through the latter part of Mark for the Watford Church at the moment. As we're looking at the latter part of Mark and we're teaching on something, it's important not that I do just a good job with explaining what's in that particular passage, but that I'm able to connect it with the rest of the New Testament. And therefore, having that sense of mastery of the New Testament is something that's got to come to you and I over the years somehow. And one good way to do that is to take something like these 100 useful passages and commit the locations to memory. Now, what we're talking about here is, for example, let's say you want to think about where's a good passage in the Gospels where Jesus talks about sin. Where's a good passage about that? And of course, the answer is Mark chapter 7. Not only Mark 7, but example, Mark chapter 7. Or what about a good section from the Apostle Paul on baptism? Well, you could say Galatians chapter 3 or Romans chapter 6. Or how about a good passage on sexual sin? 1 Thessalonians chapter 4 would be a good one. What about something about Jesus' family? Well, you could go to Matthew chapter 13, for example. Or what about who we should be thinking about marrying? Well, 2 Corinthians chapter 6. And so having these embedded in our minds is one of the ways to gain that sense of mastery over the New Testament, to the point where we're then able to connect the dots. And one of the key things about teaching and preaching the Bible, again, is not only to do justice to the passage in front of you as it stands in its isolation, but connecting the dots. And the teachers and preachers that I particularly like to listen to, and I find not just I like it, but it nourishes me spiritually, are those who are able to show how what Jesus did here and taught here in Matthew fits with what Paul said here, and then fits with Peter's epistle here, or fits with the ultimate vision in Revelation, or something like that. And when we start putting those bits together, we see how the themes of the kingdom, or of Christ as King, or of grace, or of of justification, how these things fit together. It enriches our teaching and it deepens the theological understanding and the relationship that people have with God of those who listen to us. So I'd like to encourage you. to join in with our AIM program, and you can sign up. I'll put some links in the show notes. But even if that's not the sort of thing you can do right now, I'd like to encourage you to think about what is your method, your way you're going to master the New Testament. Now, I'm going to record more on this next time with another thread, another idea. We'll come back to it because I think it's so significant. But I'd like to ask you what you're doing. What have you done already to help you to have that sense of mastery over the themes and the connections in the New Testament? What have you done? What have you seen working? And drop me a line. I'd really like to hear about that, and leave a comment here, because then we can learn from each other. Different things help different people. So perhaps what works for you doesn't work for me, but it might work for somebody else. So leave a message here on the YouTube channel or the podcast, or email me, malcolm@malcolmcox.org. Hope you find it helpful. Let's master this amazing book so that we can be master teachers. Till the next time, take care and God bless.